Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Claire?
Here.
Ron?
Here.
McKinnon?
Here.
Helen here.
Okay, we have a quorum. How about approval of the agenda? One of the agenda I got in here.
I got one in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second. Ken. Motion from Anthony. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? And we have an approved agenda. Public comment? Anything to say from the public?
No?
Okay. We'll pass that one. Minutes from the August 11th meeting. We've had a couple of comments on it. Just wanted to, I don't know if I've said it before, but say how awesome it is how Barb is doing with these minutes and how difficult it is to do that. There was a couple times before you were here that I had to put them together because they weren't put together very good. And
Well, thank you.
it was fun. So,
That can be fun.
right. Not fun, not in a good way.
Great.
So,
I go back and watch the videos sometimes to figure it out.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's my ears more than anything. The videos don't usually help that.
Oh, I got it.
So we'd be looking for a motion to approve the minutes as with corrections. Yeah.
Make a motion to approve the minutes with corrections.
We have a motion from Anthony. Any second.
I'll second it.
Second from Ryan. All approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, minutes are approved. Written correspondence. The only correspondence I had, I did have some stuff from Denise Klein. But I got a text, which is not really written correspondence, from Jim Clarich regarding, and this is just on a text, and I did open it, but I didn't read through the whole thing. Your board is considering banning short-term rentals in residential areas. Here's why. And if anybody wants it, I don't know if I can send you a link or not. I don't know if I know how, but it's on here if you want. You can read it off my phone. So, but he did call me and we were talking about short-term rentals. I told him just keep expressing his interest, and we'll go from there. So we're debating this and it's not going to go in a month. It's going to take a little bit. So that's the only written correspondence I have. Anybody else have any? Okay, reports, board of trustees.
We meet tomorrow night.
Okay. Any comments from them on the special land use from last month? Okay. I want to talk about that tonight in the ordinance. ZBA, no meeting. Nothing to report there. Zoning administrator, he's not here. Assuming nothing. Tri-Township, I got an email from Denise today. It says, "Hi Dan, I was planning on sending you the reformatted version of the master plan today, but I reviewed the draft I was given last week, and I don't think the draft is up to the standards I had set for the document. So I am going to ask our staff to go back and make formatting changes, and I will send it to you as soon as that is done. Sorry for the delay, but I want to make sure the final product is excellent." So they're not done reformatting the document that we need to do. So, and I don't know how that's going to change, because we're not going to meet now until October, because the Tri-Township it has to go, when they send that to us, we probably need to have a new motion to approve that next month after we look at it. And then it's got to go to the board. So it'll probably go to the board in November. I think we still have time, according to the format that we were looking at the last meeting. And this is for the master plan. So
You needed 63 days or something like that, didn't
I thought so,
Yeah.
because that's what we had in the minutes, so I'm not exactly sure what that's gonna do to the whole thing. So we'll leave it at that, we can't do anything because it's out of our control right now, so. So having said, we have no new business tonight. So we can go to old business. I sent you guys this email from Denise, and I apologize for sending it this morning, because I actually got it I got it Thursday. I put together, I printed off a couple of the attachments that I sent out. I'm gonna pass these out. Let me make sure my phone is on vibrate because I've got some stuff going on right now. From our last meeting, I called Denise and asked her about the battery for solar. I asked Denise about SurveyMonkey. I asked her about if there was anything new on short-term rentals. And I asked her about roadside stands. The answer that I got on roadside stands was to have us go back and look at our uses, permitted uses in Article 4. So we can talk about that in a minute. Yeah, yep. And then the solar, this document that I just passed out, this was one of the documents, and then she sent me this one. Which was I believe this is a checklist. And then she sent us two other, actually this is not the checklist. Does it?
Yep, the checklist.
Yep, that is the checklist. I didn't have time to read this, but this is probably something that we should have for homework. There was another document, I was just printing these off today in a hurry, and this one was 17 pages. This was why local governments should know about Michigan's new renewable energy siting policies. I asked and I got it, here it is. And then the fourth document was 75 pages, so I just didn't print it. So it's in your email. Right.
75 pages.
It was something like that. But this document that I sent you, the battery, the section of the ordinance, without having read it, I'm assuming that the stuff in red are changes.
So this would be like your proposed,
Yeah.
proposed amendments.
Yeah. Now, I would almost like to have the opportunity to read through this and at least skim through that 75. That document was frequently asked questions, how House Bill 5120 works. It's a big document. And I think she said she was on a committee that reviewed some of this stuff.
Lots of that.
Yeah, there is.
There is. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't know that I'm prepared to do anything. But I think what we need to do is start compiling a list of things that if we're going to amend our ordinance that we just passed, that let's put a list together and amongst a couple other things, keep these on our list of things to do, because obviously we'll have to have a public hearing. And this hits the battery solutions, obviously, and I don't know when these changes, there's a lot of bullet points here and changes, I don't know when this happened, but it wasn't that long ago we talked about this with her, but it is what it is.
It seems like this is a constant evolving.
Yeah.
Daily, there's
Yeah,
new stuff.
yeah. So I think what I would like to do is propose that we table this and take this home with us and at least take the chance to review that email that I sent out. And amongst that, I had a couple other things that I was looking at, and one, actually, if you guys have your book, Article 4 on page 441. And I'm going to kind of actually page 443, regarding roadside stands. He just should do this. Page 443 is, we've got roadside stands. Yeah. I didn't get a whole lot of answer from her on this, but just looking at it. And it says on property controlled by the affiliated farm. I would almost propose to say by the property owner. Yeah, it's under agriculture. Yeah, you guys are probably printed on one page, so let's look at it. On page 443.
Yep.
Down near the bottom, all right.
Okay. Does it say farm market roadside stands
Mhm.
on property controlled by the affiliated farm? I would almost propose to say that, change it to by the affiliated property owner. And I think this is pertaining to if somebody wants to, my neighbor down the street's growing, he's got his garden and he puts a little table out. I think this actually is prohibited by this ordinance. And I think I would almost propose is to allow it in R1 and especially commercial. Why you can't have a roadside stand in the commercial, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so technically, like the strawberry people on Upper Lake can't set up, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
'cause that's commercial.
And to me, I don't know that the intent of the ordinance is to prohibit people from doing that. So my thought is that those two should be permitted uses in there. Your thought? You guys all in agreement with that?
Yeah.
And we don't really have to worry about R2, R3, R4 because we don't have it. So of course I went and looked at other ones. And some of these I don't see them ever happening, but a couple of them that I thought would be wineries in the bottom of that same grouping might be on the next page in here.
It'd be the first one above the markets.
Yeah. And I thought that one could almost go in commercial also.
Yeah, I don't see why wine would be.
Right.
Yeah, there you
And up a little ways, I see cider mills in there. Now cider mills are probably a little different, but I thought they could at least go in commercial as well. And I think cider mills, aren't they more affiliated with farmers? Like, don't they usually put them on the farm?
Orchard.
Yeah, you find it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely in the ag, but I'm thinking, why not in the commercial also?
Yeah, that's it.
Moving to arts and entertainment. I just circled some, and you guys may say yes, no, but I just thought, I was looking at campgrounds and RV parks, should it be allowed in commercial?
What is it not allowed?
Ag,
Okay.
forest and rec, with special land use. And I'm wondering if that should be in commercial with special land use also. And then two more down, kayak, canoe, kayak, and boat liveries. I think that, weren't the people in the corner doing a kind of a, Rental? right? So that, I don't know, those two, what are your thoughts on those two? Campgrounds, maybe, maybe not, I don't know, but some of these, it's a commercial.
You just, because you gotta get permit, doesn't mean you can't do it, right?
Right.
Right now, it's not.
Right now, it's not allowed, period.
Oh,
And we can leave it, I just kind of circled the one, I'm like, this was kind of, I went through the list and it's like, huh,
that doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
no. Not really,
Why wouldn't it be allowed?
right, they're commercial uses, so that's what made me think that. And there can be an argument made for a lot of these, but some of these, you know, are we ever gonna get a racetrack in Caledonia Township? You know, so,
That'd be really cool.
right, so. So while we're discussing it, what are your thoughts about these?
Yeah, I know why some of them would be allowed, especially with. And the other one, is there that much space to have RV park and commercial in our township? You know?
Paul Bunyan? KOA?
Yeah.
You know, that's commercial.
Well, wouldn't any place that we make something be commercial? Am I thinking about that wrong? But if I wanted to build, like, at my house, if I wanted to make an RV park, wouldn't it be commercial? Because I mean, I'm making money on it.
Would you have to
That's
make
correct.
it-
I mean,
Yeah, that's correct, that's why I'm looking at this like, huh.
So, yeah.
And do you limit RV parks to just ag or forest and rec? And I'm looking at this thing, no. So,
Always having it about commercial was doing that.
well, like the Paul Bunyan, it used to be the KOA, I don't think it is anymore, Paul Bunyan Campground. That's a commercially zoned piece of property.
Yeah,
Nobody
it's
had a
along
challenge.
23.
Right,
It's along 23.
yeah.
They may have gotten up for that.
Who knows how long?
Wow,
100
that-
years ago when they started.
I went there when I was 12,
Yeah.
actually 8 or 6. So
Yeah,
it's probably been, you may know, it's been longer than that.
I'm not from around here,
Oh,
so I
you're not?
never
Okay.
went to those.
Okay. So my thought is that I would make it special land use with the rest of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got the canoe one isn't allowed, but then equipment rental for RVs and snowmobiles is allowed.
Right.
Commercial.
Right. So some of these, I think when we went through this, we didn't
I
really,
guess what's it mean by liveries?
canoe liveries?
Because equipment rental, non-motorized, is permitted in commercial. Yeah.
Outfitter would be like somebody that rents.
That's, I mean, like, that
That's-
place, well, I wonder if what that place.
Yeah, but that is allowed.
Right.
So I think, I hate to discourage any commercial operation from wanting to set up in our commercial areas. Obviously unless it's something crazy like the infamous strip club. Um, Moving on, I circled under commercial services and retail. It's on page 446, if it's the same on yours. Personal services. Beauty shops, tailoring, massage therapy training. I'm thinking of the beauty shops, like there's the gal that's got the beauty shop on Spruce
I was
Road.
gonna say, there's some of them set up and
Yeah. So that, I almost think that that should be in ag, forest and rec and R1. The massage,
What about the one about the personal services, the personal and household goods repair?
Mhm.
Commercial.
Right. Same thing, I only looked at the ones that I thought were obvious.
Yeah.
photographers.
Yeah. But below it, art and photography shops are allowed everywhere.
Right.
So,
Right.
just the photographers that are allowed there.
Yeah. Some of these tables are
Confusing.
historic uses that don't really, some of them don't even exist anymore.
Right.
I mean, some of them are weird to me because you got firearm stores a lot, special in ag and forest rec and permitted commercial, but florists, it's only commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just two that were together, so that's why I picked them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see the department stores.
Right. So florist actually probably, for ag and forest could be P,
I would think so.
and personal services could probably be all of them.
Yeah.
What other one did you say, Ryan? Oh, the one above personal and household repair and maintenance.
Yeah.
I did have one on page 448, human care and social assistance. Assisted living home, nursing home, convalescent home. I thought that should be able to be done in commercial.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really exactly.
The-
Put it in R2, R3,
Right. The only thing you have to be careful with is the first one, the adult daycare. Well, it's actually allowed in all of them.
Yeah.
A lot of communities downstate don't allow those, or they allow them in residential areas with special land use. Because sometimes you get noises
Yeah.
and they can be a little different. So, but yeah, this doesn't allow it.
6, it's special.
Yeah. But I think either of these, they probably should be able to be allowed in commercial.
I think commercial.
Okay.
Same with the nursing home. Assisted living
Mhm.
home, nursing home.
Like that's special land use in residential.
So,
I would suggest maybe special land use in R1, but permitted in commercial.
Right.
Somebody speak up if you think we're going down the wrong path. Childcare homes. I don't know what family means, but it's not allowed in commercial.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if the difference in the family and the group, but
Yeah, I don't know either. Group has got a different definition in section 7.
so maybe these ones up here, they say in a private home, but then they have adult daycare, not in a private home, is permitted in commercial.
what's the only?
So aren't
place
those-
allowed?
Not the,
You know, somebody along US 23 or F41, if they want to do adult foster care,
That's all.
that's all commercial.
Isn't that,
US 23 and F41 are overlay.
So, so I'd still be able to do it.
I don't know.
assisted.
Does that say overlay on there, or is it just
Yeah.
commercial?
Overlay district.
Okay. Yeah. That was the only ones I come up with, but these are maybe to keep a list of things if you guys want to look through some of these and next month we'll come back, because obviously if we're gonna do this, we'll want to do a bunch of changes at once. So that one I thought took care of the item with respect to the roadside stands. The next one that I wanted to bring to your attention, and this is kind of a follow-up of last month's meeting with that public hearing. Right now in our section 6, and you don't need to open it up, but the process for special land use, like when they came in here, when Elkhorn Septic came in for their special land use, that got submitted to our zoning administrator and he forwarded that to us. And we had the public hearing, findings of facts, and our approval, and that was it. And I only bring this up because my history downstate is that generally special land uses go to the township board, so the planning commission makes a recommendation to the township board. And think about this, there's a possibility that we can have solar coming in here, and this board makes the decision whether solar is go or no go. And in my opinion, I think that that's something that it's a higher pay grade than us should be making those decisions.
There'd be more eyes on it too.
There's gonna be more eyes, there's gonna be a
No,
lot.
I mean, to look at everything over.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't hurt.
I don't think it hurts at all, and I think what I would,
Just another check.
yeah, what I would propose is that an amendment be made to the process where special land uses get reviewed by the planning commission and we make a recommendation to the board. And then the board makes that decision, because that's a pretty heavy decision. And I'm sure there's a lot of things that the board knows that we don't know. So,
I just got a quick question. Why couldn't you do like St. Clair County's doing, which is they've claimed it's too much health and safety issues, so therefore they're not allowing solar in?
everybody, I'm using solar as an example.
Oh, I'm just using that as an example.
If somebody wants to come in and
It's a health
with
and
a septic
safety issue.
system and do it, just like we had last month, we made that decision, and the decision that we made was basically final.
Oh, I understand what you're saying,
So
but
you're saying it should go to the board?
Yeah, and I see this downstate all over, and when I read that, and I didn't say anything last meeting because we were in the middle of one, but I think when we look at the ordinance, I think this is something that we should consider.
So if they'd already had a special use, we would have made the decision, but if they don't, we would pass it on.
We would just make a recommendation.
Yeah, we make a recommendation to the board, and then the board
Then the
can,
board says yes. or no.
yeah. Because a lot of times the township board, they may have different information or more information than we have. And they may say no, or they may overturn us, which they can.
Mhm.
But I think that this level, I mean, we're appointed, and we're not the ones that have to answer to everybody politically. Anthony does.
Right.
So, and that's my thought, that I think that this is something that we should
Yeah,
consider.
with her.
I don't think so either. So, and it takes, I don't wanna say it takes the heat off of us, but I think it at least gets the board knowledgeable.
There's
We-
no set eyes on
Yeah, and we may have board members that don't even know that we approved that one last month, and they would never know. And that could be a big deal. It wasn't, but it could be.
Yeah, because they'd answer.
Yeah, we had a cell tower that came through to us a year ago or 2 years ago. That special land use wouldn't have had to have gone to the board. So those are decisions that I think that we give our input, but I think they should be brought to the next level up. So that's one other thing that I think should be.
Which is what we did then anyways, yeah.
No, it never left us because they went through it.
it. Yeah, they never.
Oh, yeah, they never came back.
No.
Just threw it out.
Yeah. Yeah, we denied it, and if our ordinance were written differently, it would have, we would have recommended a denial to the board, and they would have denied it. So, yeah. Those are the only two. There was one other one in here. It was being an engineer. I have to look for it, but it was something regarding flood plain or something that I found in
We were
there.
talking about that before.
Yeah.
Or it refers to-
Something that happens once every 100 years, and that's not really the case. It's actually a 1%. It's something that happens, a flood that has a 1% chance of happening. I'd have to find it again. I didn't even look for it. So,
Right.
like an ice storm. Yeah. So, Survey Monkey. Denise said that she would help us administer that. So she wanted us to give her questions. And I told her that's fair because we're the ones that want to do the survey, so we should be the ones asking questions. I didn't put together a list, but I'm here to type what you guys tell me. What we want to ask in the Survey Monkey. Two of the topics, one are short-term rentals. And the other one, I think, this is a good opportunity for us to do solar, if we want. Just to get a flavor from the public. And one of the other questions I did have when Jim Claridge called me, he said, if you do the survey, are you gonna do it for just residents or anybody, any landowner? And you can't
Well,
distinguish
you
that,
can't
but you can
be-
ask questions in there. You can ask questions in there.
You can't say just a resident, because we have a lot of non-residents. there.
Right.
He
Well,
probably wanted it the other way.
well, I'm sure, and frankly, I don't want to, if we're gonna do this, I don't want to cater this to one side or the other. I want us to be able to get facts.
An actual
Yeah.
consensus of what
Yes,
taxpayers want.
yes. So I think that it would be who of us to structure any questions that are, and anything else. Anthony, you might know stuff that maybe the board would want to know. And this is a good opportunity for us to kind of capture some more things.
Good for the wording.
Yeah, I think the first one is, are you a property owner in the township? In Caledonia Township? Yeah, and the second one is, are you a permanent resident of Caledonia Township?
Right, so we'll be good to know. And that'll kind of tell you who's answering your survey to you.
That's correct. And I think questions like that could be, it's good for the board.
Is there a spot where they can, will we have a spot in there where they can make comments? I think there was.
I think there was, yeah.
So that we could ask like, what's your position on short-term rentals in, different districts?
Yeah, instead of just having the yes or no.
Right, and then you would just kind of, you might get some opinions that we don't have either.
Right,
Some people.
and
might
that's
think
what
of
we're
that
looking
we
for,
don't-
we're looking for,
That we don't,
yeah, gathering information.
yeah.
We could say, are you, in favor of short-term rentals in Caledonia Township? And we'll have to explain what a short-term rental means, but we can do that and just kind of gathering some questions now.
Yeah, that would, I'm assuming there would be like a short blurb at the top, like
Yeah.
short-term rentals considered.
Yeah.
That's for X amount of days.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So that way we kind of preface this by, hey, our township is considering this, and we're trying to gather.
We're giving ideas of what
Yeah.
our residents
Yep.
would have.
Right. If yes, if somebody is in favor of short-term rentals, what questions would we want to ask?
Considered.
And then obviously we're going to have the if no be the same.
Right. I think you need to ask about different districts.
Okay.
I think they are part of it.
Residential or along the water or not on the water, or just, somebody may not know what the districts are.
Right,
Well, that's,
So we have to,
yeah.
you drive over.
well, I mean, and we can do that.
Yeah, you drive over.
Well, and that's what, the first one is, are you in favor of short-term rentals in the township? If somebody says no, then we can ask why, and they may not answer it. Somebody may just say no.
Yeah.
So, but this is just a gathering thing that we can at least spur the thought process of people.
Would you be in favor of it if it was not an R1? Is that kind of?
Well, see, the people don't know what R1 is.
Oh, I got what you're saying, yeah.
So that's why I said on the water or off the water, and that can be two different things.
Yep. That makes
Um,
sense.
And we could even say, you can't really say in the woods, because that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Yeah,
I think off the water, on the water and off the water, I think those are obviously the two,
yes,
That's a problem. I think
right?
yeah.
So off the water, across the street, no?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we could occasionally home out, oh, here's
Right,
your access.
right,
across
but at
the
least
street.
it gets us an idea.
Right, because we don't have to do anything. It's not-
Right.
it's just-
Right, yeah, this is just gathering
Just want
information.
people's opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And if no, I hate to say why.
Right.
Something open-ended, like what would your concerns be?
Yeah, I guess, yeah,
'Cause that could be for yes and no.
Yeah.
And maybe they would bring up something that
maybe some of it again is like, thing where it has to go through one of the apps or sites or whatever the heck you call it, like we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know what people's opinion may be. I think never thought that, I've never used a short-term rental.
Yeah, well, I have one, I didn't even realize I was using it. On vacation. You go on Expedia,
That's supposed to fly.
you go on Expedia, and, no, went on Expedia,
It could
to go
be.
to, I don't remember where I went, one of the islands in the Caribbean, and that was actually a short-term rental.
Oh.
I didn't even know it, but it was on Expedia, so. One of the things with Yes, and only listening to a couple residents is, I'm okay with them if there are so many feet apart from each other. Finally, you know, if I don't have three within 3 houses of me.
Well, that's a problem, because then, I think we
Then
said
you're picking and
who are we
choosing.
Right.
gonna, who can.
Right, so,
The other thing, it would be like how many people,
yeah,
if it's a 2-bedroom home, should we allow 10 people?
yeah. And I think, I don't know that we want to get into the weeds that much
Okay.
with this.
No, that's-
So. But I think 6 questions, that's 6 right there, really probably 4 with a little bit of explanation through questions, but.
Someone who really has an opinion is gonna let you know.
They are.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Everyone else is gonna be like, oh, okay, well, this stuff, I don't see it, I don't listen to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about solar? Do we want to ask anything about solar or no? And I'm only asking because you know more than I do. So, or do we want to know?
I would be curious.
Is it gonna affect anything?
This is just a questionnaire that goes out and,
No, I know, but it's people's opinion,
Are you gonna say solar farms as opposed to solar?
well, large scale solar. I'm only asking that now because this could be a big issue in our township within the next year. Or so, whenever that may be.
A lot of people are like, is this consumers, is this private? Because I know on my farm, somebody came in, they wanted to use 12 acres. Yeah, they were real specific, they wanted this, 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 and this, and it's, you know, how does that differ from what consumers is doing, and
Right.
what the state says can be done, and
I don't think we would want to get into the
To the
weeds on that
specifics.
either.
so just a general, are you in favor of solar farms, or? And why not?
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to know.
It would be interesting. Plus, it
Well,
might give us
this one I'm gonna weigh heavily on your opinion, Mr. Elected Official.
I'm gonna say
Or do we want to stay out of that business? Maybe we don't want to, this is kind of, because we're doing a questionnaire, it's a good
it's just a
opportunity.
survey though.
Yeah.
So you know, it might be interesting to know what's gonna come down the pike from people.
It's kind of like stirring the pot, is what I like to call
Yeah, there
it.
you go, that's what it is.
Yeah, and maybe we don't want to do that. I'm just entertaining it here. I really have no opinion. Being a lakefront owner, I really have no opinion on the other one. Because my opinion varies from my original opinion when we first started talking about that. So based on what we heard from our residents,
They're basically in favor, it sounds like.
yeah. Well, that's only a certain number of people,
Right,
but
people
still.
were here.
But it'd be nice to get a figure.
Mhm.
Businesses,
Yeah.
and that's it. And it's a very surprising answer.
I was very surprised by it.
Me too.
Might be different for residents.
It might be. And I think that's why we want that. I mean, that's why obviously we made a motion to do that. So,
So smart, Barry.
Thank you.
so
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
So I guess if, I'm leaving it up to you guys to, if there's that or anything else that we want to add to it, this is our opportunity to do it. And Anthony, maybe more from you or even bring it to the board.
I'm gonna
That's tomorrow, right?
What's it? It's not gonna change anything.
Mhm.
Like I say, it would be nice to know, but what's that gonna
Right. Well, and
It
there,
causes a lot of ruckus.
do? I'm not gonna people know what they say.
right, and it may not be necessary for us to do that.
Right.
If I'm just bringing it as an opportunity, that if we're gonna put something out there, does the board would wanna know what people's opinions on the parks? Or,
Mike and ask if there's anything.
yeah, I think that would probably be,
And then I could do it.
mhm,
And we could get that ball rolling.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be able to see that as that. I will send this to you, Barb.
Okay.
I'll send it to you, yeah.
Then I can tell them it's on there.
Yeah. Because if I have my way, the board's gonna make a decision on special land use, it could be special land use. And I don't know what we wanna do with it, so.
Well, I think that should, I agree with you, that should be changed no matter what the process. Because that gets another several sets of eyes on it too.
Yeah. And you guys you have a bigger audience too. You're the ones that take the heat for everything, so you,
Anyway,
yeah. And I think. Oh, there was discussion last meeting about, not that it's on here, because we're moving on to commissioner comments, if there's nothing else on old business. I think we kind of covered that. That fence discussion next to the North End Park, what are we up on? I mean, voted it. Okay.
if you let one, you're gonna have to let everyone. And that side's got a fence on it, and they wanna cut holes in it. The other side, they're mad because there's a park there now that people actually go to, and there's people in front of their place. So you're never gonna make everybody happy.
Let's just leave it the way it
You're
is.
gonna have however many houses along there, that's how many holes you're gonna have put in the fence.
Good. Anything else from anybody? I'm down to the end of our meeting. Our next meeting is October 6th. I'm looking for a motion. A motion? Second by Ryan. That's it. Have a good night.